Hey, how's it going? So, I finally found a solution against hard tanks. Alright, so this strategy is basically... It's basically an import from one-on-one. So this guy is a hard tank, and he's gonna do what I used to hate when they do that. And that is they're gonna stack only armor. So I, to date, have no response to this. Because what's happening is if you go the standard build, which is Kraken, Navori, Infinity Edge, they one-shot you. That is the problem. Now, you do damage to them, yes, but their crowd control and the fact that they do so much damage, it becomes a problem. You cannot go that build because shit like Mundo doesn't give a shit about your damage. Okay, so in one-on-one, I love tanks. Why? Because it's very easy to beat them. You build Borg, and then you go full defensive against them, and they cannot kill minions. And you face tank their damage, and you take down the turrets. All right. So I was like, okay, let me import this strategy into Summoner's Rift. Works like magic. So look, naturally you're gonna kill Ornn a couple of times, right? So I mean, look, you see, he's 0-3. I traded 1-for-1 one time because it was pushing into his turret. I traded 1-for-1. Naturally, he loses all the minions. Look, there's 2-level difference between me and him. It's all worth. My death, 1 death, doesn't matter because it's worth. Look at the CS difference, right? So normally I would go Kraken, and then he would just finish Radiant Omen, and then he would build Sunfire Cape, and I'm done. I'm done, basically, right? Now, what do you build? The first item is Borg, always, okay? And look. Borg is the most overpowered item against tanks because it's the only item that requires no armor penetration that does ridiculous amounts of damage to tanks. Ridiculous. I'm talking like it's broken damage, right? Okay, so you will see I smack him a couple of times in here. I don't know what the hell is that. But we're basically just pooping on this guy, right? Let me see if there is a... Where was it? Yeah, look. So there's 1 level difference, and he's already stacking armor. So how much armor? He has 135 armor, 2000 HP, right? So look, you see, 1 item, and I can kill him for free. He's gonna miss his flash and panic. Naturally, okay. You see? I can just, no problem, I can kill him, right? You also have to factor in this healing in here, 12% current physical damage, right? You life steal off this, right? So when he has like 6000 health, you'll be healing for like 200 per hit, right? So his damage gets nullified by your healing. So that's the first problem that tank has to overcome, is how does he actually do damage to you. Now, once they stack a bit of levels, once they stack a bit of health, now they can do percentage health damage. Now they start doing good damage, right? So Borg is not enough at that point, right? Now the tank is going to run into a second problem, which is once I start stacking resistances myself, he has no penetration, he has no magic or armor penetration. So his damage, which is like 30% of my health, is like on a very long cooldown, is not very good, right? Because I'm life stealing and he requires cooldowns, right? And he's literally doing no damage. I'll show you. There is like one moment in here where I have some nice items. Man, I need to find that moment. It should be somewhere here, honestly. I don't think it was a kill. I don't think it was a kill, but I had my Sunfire cape. Right, wait. I had it. I think it was somewhere here. Yeah. Yeah, it's somewhere here. Where is Trinda? Oh, I think I had issues with internet, I think, right? Okay. Yeah, I think it's somewhere here. Yeah, that's the moment. You'll see it. Like, look at my like items. Look at his items, like full health, full armor. That's when you normally, if you have your Kraken, Infinity Edge, Navori, you lose this, right? But look, you see, he will do absolutely. Wait. Oh, he fucked off somewhere. Okay. Oh shit. Where is that? Yeah, I think it's in here. Yeah, it's in here, Yeah, so I have, like, this, when you buy this item and then Sunfire Cape, tanks absolutely do 0 damage to you. Absolutely 0. You'll see, look. You see? I'm just healing. Oh, whoops, I missed an auto attack. Do you see, like, the problem? He just does no damage. And that's all. That's all of his cooldowns gone, right? No, he still has cooldowns. Oh, shit. But do you see, like, the problem? He cannot do damage. I could have Q healed in here to full. And he would have left with this. And, like... And that's on 3... That's 3 items. Well, that's 2 items versus 3 items, right? And you have to remember, as this game, they are ahead, so... My advantage is diminishing, and he has 2 OP dragons, which I unfortunately do not, right? Despite all of those advantages, I can still deal with him, right? Now, why it's very important to build resistances into tanks, right? Because against tanks, it's not about doing damage to them. Your Borg is enough to do damage to them. The problem becomes they can one-shot you. If you stack resistances, they rely on cooldowns. Their cooldowns are normally like 5 to 6 seconds. And your lethal tempo stacks up so well that with Borg, you can really do a lot of damage to them. And they cannot damage you. That's the most important thing. They cannot damage you, right? What does that mean? That means you can simply face tank their damage and take objectives, right? Once you take down inhibitors, they have no ability. You already watched videos on my channel where in Aram, Aram, where I played against Malphite, Singed, Cho'Gath, you see what happens when tank faces a swarm of super minions. They simply have no toolkit to deal with super minions. So this strategy is simply an import from one-on-one Aram into Summoner's Rift. Right, so what I'm doing, I'm simply split pushing 24/7, right? Like, I don't even join the team, I just split push, basically, all the time. Honestly, we almost won this game. In here, I regret a little bit not buying a little bit more damage. But you see, like, I can just smack them around, and I'm not afraid to approach them, because what are they gonna do? They're gonna hit me for 50 damage? I don't give a shit about 50 damage. Right? And do you see, you're still doing damage. Despite the fact that you have only 1 damage item, you're still doing significant amounts of damage. That's because you have to remember, Tryndamere base stats are ridiculously high. His health stats are high. His AD is high, right? His spin damage is high. And he always crits. So that's like 530. So, I mean, it's a lot of damage. you don't need a lot of damaging items to do damage with Tryndamere, right? Now, you can argue, okay, if they stack resistances, you stop doing damage. Yeah, but now you have Lethal Temple, which runs forever with Bork. And that's OP, right? That's OP. So we won that team fight. Right, we got... So now, again, look, like, if you're playing Ornn, right, what exactly are you contributing right now? He can't even kill an ADC. Like, he's so useless, he can't even kill ADC. Because he's so far behind, right? That's when we got ahead, but I mean... I wonder, where did I lose the game in here? There was one moment where we screwed up, I think, big time. Yeah. Because look, like, he has 5,000 health, right? 485 armor. I can still do damage to him. Yeah, I think in here we lost the game, basically, yeah. Because they basically piled all their CC on me. But, like, I couldn't understand why. Because I thought my team was rotating this way. Right? Because I was like, there's no way they're not rotating this way, because Katarina isn't here, right? Because I thought there was like all of them in here. Because I can escape that, that's no problem for me, right? Okay, that's good. Oh, I see, they split. Yeah. That's where we lost. This engage here was a loss because this guy was not here, right? And this effectively became 4 versus 3. Yeah. This engage here was a big mistake. And I mean, this guy is not exactly a super player, you know what I mean? Yeah. So So you see, they basically died for free. They didn't burn anything. Pike and mid lane. So you see, now all of them have their cooldowns, their ultimates, so now they're gonna just pile this on me and I'm gonna die. I'm trying to desperately escape. I probably have... Did I ghost? Oh, I don't have ghost. Oh yeah, I ghosted. Yeah, you see? Yeah, and here, if I didn't get caught by this. Honestly, I thought with my ghost I would be able to outrun this. That's why I got caught. And then, yeah, then comes the CC. Yeah. And that's about it. Yeah, you see, I just got caught in the CC chain. And they flashed as well, yeah. I couldn't even move. How long I couldn't even move for? Let's see. Okay, so it starts at... Okay, so 20. Like, I have no control over my character right now. Okay, I have control. So from 20 to 23, so 23, so 3 seconds of CC so far, I have control. Okay, so now I have no control again. Okay, so I was able to move for 1 second. So 3 seconds, okay. That's 4 seconds. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I get to sit for 7 seconds, basically. That's why I don't want to team fight into this shite, right? Imagine this was like Nautilus or something, dude, you're just gonna be standing there. And you're of no use. If you're planning to team fight, you have to have a beefy. Like Garen or maybe Jax. Some like Sion maybe. Mundo. Because otherwise, I mean, you can't survive through this, you know? Like, so much CC, it's crazy. Honestly, I think League as a game could do with removal of so much crowd control, because I don't know, giving somebody ability to disable your keyboard, is that really fair as a game, you know? I don't know. That's where we lost, I think, right? And that's where we almost won. Like, there was a moment in here where I got stuck with the ranged minion could not hit this, like, could not come into range. Right? In here. So you see, like, they're stuck fighting. And because I don't have that much damage, I can't clear. This is where I regretted not building maybe... what's his name? BF Sword. I probably would have been better with Infinity Edge instead of this one, to be honest with you. So you see I'm tanking. Yeah, so I put the ward up. Again, I made a mistake in here. I probably should have hit the ward somewhere here, and then I could have TP'd. Because I mean, this is pretty much a dead Nexus. I can probably tank it through my ult. Even if they crowd control me, I can still probably take it. Yeah, so I probably should have maybe put a ward somewhere here. And then, yeah. You see, like, despite everything, despite... it's still a winnable kind of game. To a certain extent, right? Because, I mean, by gold we're ahead. The problem is, you see, the problem in League is, unfortunately, this is what Riot developers don't get, is you cannot compensate with gold for lack of skill, right? Because I told you, right, remember when I was doing testing with... when I was downgrading my account to Iron, I wanted to see if, you know, if I start losing too many games, will I get smurfs on my accounts? And will I get very bad players on enemy teams, so the system will try to force me to win the game because the system balances to 50%, right? And that's what started happening. I started getting smurfs on my team and extremely bad players on the enemy team. And one time, I won the game where the enemy team had 17,500 gold advantage. Can you understand? Like 17,500 gold advantage, and they still lost the game, right? This was like in very low iron. It was like bronze or iron, I don't remember. But this typically happens if you have Yasuo, Yone, and Akali on your team. Like if you see those three champions, Zed as well, I'd say Zed. Zed is not always, but Akali, Yasuo, and Yone. If you see them in bronze, I would highly suggest you should dodge the game. Because these champions are typically played by 6 or 7-year-old kids because they're samurai, they're ninjas, they have nice quotes, and they are aesthetically pleasing, okay? It's not the champion, it's the problem, they are typically played by 7-year-old kids. And in bronze, you see Yasuo, you have to understand, you have a 7-year-old kid on your team, right? One time I was playing in Russia server, and this guy went 0-9, and he just kept dashing into the enemy team and trying to kill the ADC. And one dude was like, dude, why are you doing this? And he's like, but I'm an assassin. 0-9 Akali. Do you understand? Like, the mentality, it's a child. It's a child, okay? It's like 6 to 7-year-old child. So, I'm telling you, Dutch, they can't even win the game with 17,500 gold advantage. You will not be able to create that gold advantage yourself, because I had to feed my ass off. I had to piss off my mid laner by taking his farm. I had to steal farm from my jungler, right? My mid laner AFK'd for like 3 minutes, and the enemy team still lost the game. Do you understand? Like, you won't be able to win. I'm just telling you, like, you just won't be able to win. So I would recommend, like, dodge in those situations, right? So you see, like, the problem in here is, although we are gold advantage, the skill is just too different. Like, the skill level is just, that's a bit of a problem. We're also levels behind. And they have, oh god, they got lucky with dragons, I have to say. Double mountain and hex stack. That's a big problem for us. And again, you see, we have nobody to clear these minions except for Draven, right? Yeah, that's where we lose the game, basically, I think, in here. Yeah, that's where we lose the game. Man, it was so close. I think I should have just TP'd. Oh shit, why didn't I just TP'd? I probably should have just TP'd, honestly. Because look, they're all in here, right? If I didn't start... Oh, because my thinking in here was, because you see the way they're positioned, I thought, and I see Sejuani, right? I thought if I see Ornn or Katarina in here, there's gonna be 2 enemies here and probably 3 here. So I can kind of mess around with that, right? That's why I was caught by guard. Like I was like, okay, this guy is inting. I thought that this guy was inting right now because this is not a threat to me, right? So I was like, okay. Then I saw my team rotating. I was like, okay, I need to stall so my team engages like this, because I thought these guys are gonna just roll them in here. Because this is not a threat. This guy doesn't do anything. This guy doesn't do anything. This is the only threat. Sejuani is in here. And if my team were to engage like this is like, we would face roll them basically in here. But the problem happened is, yeah, you see, these guys engaged like this. They all should have just went like this. And then that's it. Because what's happening, right? They would have cut off Sejuani and Katarina in here, right? I will escape these 3. That's no problem. As long as Sejuani is not there, I can escape this, right? That's not a big deal for me. You see, like, I have no problem escaping. And I would heal to full, I'm Tryndamere, I mean, whatever. Right, so, okay. You see, they should have went this way. They should have went this way. Because they could have killed, like, they have enough firepower to kill Sejuani. I would have escaped, and then I would have flanked them. Right, Sage would have probably ulted them, and then I would just run them down with Ghost. So I had to actually Ghost them here. Yeah. Imagine they would have collapsed this way, and then I would with Ghost. Sejuani probably dead at that stage, right? And I had Ghost, and I mean I could have killed this guy, no problem, right? And then what are they left with? They're left with Ornn, Karma, who do absolutely no damage. Right, and even if Sejuani would have lived, I mean, Sejuani without ult, what does she really do late game? She doesn't do anything, right? Yeah, you see. The problem is the flank was very bad, probably. Maybe I misread the situation as well. Yeah. You see, this is why it's much better to split push. Because when there is a team fight, right, the team that coordinates the best usually wins. Well, normally the team with best crowd control and fat guys, like tanks usually wins, right? But in split push it's very easy, right? Like I made a video on this, right? One split pushes here, another guy split pushes here, right? And normally the team is smart enough to push mid lane. They like to Aram anyway. They like to split push mid lane anyway. So they'll do it naturally, right? And it's very simple. The goon squad comes after you. This guy destroys their Nexus turrets, right? The Goon Squad comes after him, I take the infrastructure. And that's it, right? It's very brain-dead strategy. Whereas in situations like this, you see, you know, if you're flanking correctly, your team splits. One went this way, one went this way. Like, one guy engages, another guy does not. One guy, I don't know, exhausts, another guy, like, flashes out. You just lose. That's it, right? So again, like, you need to have brain-dead strategies. So that's why I prefer split pushing, because it's brain-dead. It's very hard to make a mistake in split pushing. Okay? So, bottom line, this video was about killing tanks. How do you kill tanks? Bork is the only item you need. Second item, you go Hullbreaker. Third item, anything defensive, like Sunfire Cape is pretty good. You can possibly run something like Force of Nature. I'm actually considering, because normally when I play one-on-one, I run Athena Chains as an item. And if you attach Athena Chains to a tank, he will do 0 damage. Like, damage is completely nullified. And if you rush Warmog, well, not rushing, but I mean, if you have this item, Athena Chains, and Warmog, your Warmog heals faster than he does damage. You already seen that in videos I made, right? So that's the solution to tanks. Bork, and then Hullbreaker, and then defensive items. And that's it. Okay? Take care.